peace. So, you know, here to do another stream, and shout out to the stream I did earlier, basically breaking down the AFC and NFC championship. So, we now will have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. So, all good. Like that matchup, history was made. For the first time in history, you're going to have two black quarterbacks going against each other, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. So, looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. So, you know, um, wanted to get some boxing in. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, I wanted to specifically talk about narrative pushers and, you know, um, extreme emotional fanboys who sit up there and press the record button every time they hear something that they don't like and being a extremist. But I'll get to that later on. But once again, shout out to Arthur Better Beeb and Anthony Yard on that, masterful performance. And both of them put on a show. They put on a fight for the ages. If you couldn't ask for a better way to end the month of January in 2023, man, that was a hell of a fight. A lot of questions got answered about Anthony Yard. A lot of questions got answered about Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev is a very dangerous fighter, and to me, he showed what type of heart he has, and he showed that he can dig deep. As watching the fight, I had a chance to view the fight a second time, and I watched it on two different networks. I watched the ESPN network, and then I watched it on BK. I think it's BK Boxing, and it was kind of funny how watching it from two different perspectives and two broadcasting teams. Um, you have one broadcasting team, the ESPN team. They seem to be calling it a little more right down the middle versus I think is BT Network. They were very pro Yard, and that's okay because Yard is from that area. He's from London, so I kind of understand it. But looking at that fight, looking at that fight again, and really watching that fight, um, I had a chance to rescore the fight. I had a chance to rescore the fight going into the eighth round when Arthur Beterbiev got the stoppage. Um, I had Better Beeb starting to pull away. So I kind of had it. I had it. When I watched it the first time I watched it, I had it like maybe 4-3 in favor of Better Be, but then watching it again, would have it. I might would have it probably 5-2 in favor of Better Be. But I thought Better Be was just he was doing more damage, and that was clearly he was doing more damage. Yard had his moments. Yard had his moments. He was landing some nice shots. He was landing the uppercut, but he wasn't utilizing the jab. Um, occasionally, occasionally he'd land some nice body shots, but Arthur Beterbiev was just clearly doing the most damage every time he was landing punches, and that's what I keep saying. I'm gonna talk about a potential matchup between him and Bivol, but Bivol don't seem like he's in a hurry to make that fight. And I'm gonna address this. I'm gonna address this situation about people making videos, um, trying to make it look like people is like way off, like when they make statements about what's going on with certain fights being made. But me myself, looking at that fight again, I thought Better Beeb was clearly in control of that fight. Like I said, he got caught. He took some shots, but he showed that he could take some shots. Better Beeb isn't Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson could dish it out, but he couldn't take it. And that was the problem with Julian Jackson. Every time Julian Jackson lost like 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. Julian Jackson, every fight that he had, he was stopped. You know, he was stopped in all 5 of his losses. But Julian Jackson was a hell of a fighter. That's for dang show. But yeah, in retrospective, looking at it again, I thought Beterbiev was taking control of that fight, and I thought he was on his way to winning a decision. Now, the scorecards that I'm puzzled about the scorecards where they had one of the scorecards where Yard was ahead on 2 of the scorecards, and I'm sorry, I just don't agree with that. I just don't think that's accurate. It looked like they was on the verge of basically possibly trying to steal that fight from Beterbiev, but it didn't matter because I knew that Beterbiev was eventually going to break him down and stop him, and that's exactly what he did. Now the question is, did Yard quit in that fight? Now Yard was taking a lot of punishment, and he went for as long as he could. You know, his corner threw in the towel, or they basically waved it off, and that was just it. It's not like this hasn't happened to opponents before. So I mean, that's what Beterbiev does. He just beats you the hell up, and it's really nothing you could do about it. Yeah, I agree. Yard was finished. It was, and it was a lot of time left in that round. We knew it was about the end regardless, and I didn't want to see Yard get carried out on a stretcher, and I don't want to see him seriously hurt. I think his corner saved him from getting seriously hurt. And I know people are saying that Bibble got a chance, but at the end of the day, um, like I said, Bibble doesn't do anything that Beterbiev hasn't seen before. I mean, Boslick had he had the same type of game plan that Bibble probably would go into the fight with. But see, the thing is, once Arthur Beterbiev start hitting you, it's like, okay, it's sort of like you abandon your plan, and then you have to go into savage mode where you just be like, okay, I'm just gonna have to try to slug it out with him and see what happens. I think he's gonna force Bibble to slug it out with him. Yeah, Bibble might outbox him for the first couple of rounds, but like I said, eventually, Beterbiev is gonna start catching him. He's gonna start catching him, and then you wonder, will Bibble be willing to get into a firefight with Beterbiev? And that's where things is gonna get interesting. But Bibble has a chance. He has a chance. But then again, everybody had a chance to everybody had a chance against Beterbiev until the bell rung, or until the final bell rung, and they were stopped. So it's like the other 19 guys all had a plan, and it didn't work. Beterbiev is a better boxer, and his ring IQ is better than we give him credit for. Like I said, is Bibble gonna be willing to get into a firefight with him when things get tough? Or is he gonna stick with the game plan and just try to utilize his jab, keep Beterbiev at bay? But see, the thing is, Beterbiev is willing to take some shots to get his shots off. He's willing to take some shots to get his shots off. So what's going to happen when he starts trying to cut off the ring? What happens when he starts going forward? Once Beterbiev starts to close in, Once he starts to close in and starts walking Bibble down and hitting them with body shots, hitting them with uppercuts, then we gonna see what Bibble is really made out of. So I hope the fight get made. Really hope the fight get made, but we gotta see. Well, like I keep saying, Bibble is gonna have to fight. I'm talking about he gonna have to fight a perfect fight to pull off the unthinkable. And then a lot of people think that Bibble has been trying to age Arthur Beterbiev out, basically, you know, basically extending this fight and pushing it back as far as he can. Yeah, it'll be a real good one. I just hope they can get the dang blasted fight made. I hope they can get the fight made this year. No hurdles, no obstacles, none of that baloney. None of these content creators sitting up here, you know, promotional banging another company like some of these goofy PBC apologists. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's boxing. I mean, any fighter can be hurt if a person lands the right punch at the right time. It doesn't matter how hard you hit or how hard you don't hit. You land the right type of punch, you could hurt anybody. It just comes down to momentum, the angles. When do you throw the punch? So, do I think Bibble could like do damage to him? Bibble is not a super big puncher. Well, we all know that Better Beef could do damage to Bibble. The key is Bibble gonna be able to stay focused, because once Better Beef start hitting you, I didn't see this in so many opponents that then faced Arthur Better Beef. You saw it in Marcus Brown. You saw it with Booslick. You saw it with Joe Smith Jr. As soon as Bibble starts landing that shot, or if he hits you with a punch at the end of the bill, you start seeing this look like these guys start having. I seen Anthony Yard had that look. Like, he had that look like, whoa. And you just wonder. Like I said, anything could happen, but anything could happen. I'm picking Better Beeb to win every fight until he actually loses. And that's just real talk. And he should be the favorite in every fight. Nah, man, it's no question about it's no question about Arthur Better Beeb in the competition. Arthur Better Beeb didn't fought some tough dudes. He did fought some tough dudes. It is without a shadow of a doubt that Better Beeb did fought some tough dudes. That's not even up for discussion. The only person he don't have on this list is Sergey Kovalov. I wish he would have got his hands on Sergey Kovalov, but Sergey Kovalov never wanted to fight Arthur Beterbiev. I know Arthur Beterbiev allegedly knocked Sergey Kovalov out twice in the amateurs. Nah, I don't think Arthur. I don't think Arthur Beterbiev is gonna move up. I think I don't think Arthur Beterbiev is gonna fight too much longer. I just think he wants to get. I think he wants to get undisputed, and I think he wants to get up out of here. And I found out what he allegedly got paid. Man, I ain't even gonna get into that, but I feel for what he does, he should get more money. This guy's knocked out everybody. He fighting on a discount because Better Beef should be getting $1 million every fight. But I'm not gonna pocket watch. That's up to his people to determine how much he should get paid. But at the end of the day, I found out how much he was making. But he got a decent payday. He did get a decent. He did get a decent payday. Yard got a great payday. You know. But yeah, I don't see Better Be moving up. I don't think. I just hope Bibble don't try to like push the fight back to 2024 when Better Be was 39 years old. They need to have this fight at the end of the year. They had a fight in January. There's no reason why this fight shouldn't take place sometime in September. All this stuff about Bibbo is gonna fight Canelo at 168 and it'll be for undisputed. Like I said, that just goes to show you the mental makeup of Canelo Alvarez. And that just goes to show you how Canelo get down. Canelo lost to him at light heavyweight, but he wants him to fight him in a rematch at 168. But Canelo was telling us Canelo was telling everybody. He said, "Oh, if I fight him again, it's gonna be at 175." Now you hearing he stood firm on that. He said, I'm not gonna make him come down to 168. Now it appears that he's making him come down to 168. And this is why I don't respect Canelo. And don't try to compare Canelo Alvarez to Floyd Mayweather, because that's what a lot of these people do. They'll hear something, they'll say, well, what about Floyd? Hey, listen, check this out, man. Ain't nobody going for that. We ain't talking about Floyd Mayweather. We ain't talking about what this fighter did. We ain't talking about what that fighter did. We talking about what Canelo does. And even if Arthur even if Bibbo tries to go down to 168 and fight Canelo, we know Canelo gonna put stipulation, clause after clause in that contract. Canelo is gonna try to have every advantage he can have in that rematch. He definitely is gonna try to control Bibbo's weight. And this is why I keep saying I don't give Canelo the respect that everybody else be giving him and praising him and saying he this and saying he that, because Canelo is always looking for an advantage. And then, like I said, when you fight Canelo, you already down four rounds when the bell rings. And that's the problem. Yeah, Canelo stay doing that stuff. And that's why I don't be all on Canelo. And that's why I don't be giving Canelo the props that everybody else be giving him, because Canelo is a slickster. So like I said before, you lost to the man at 175. So why are you making him come down to 168? Now, I guess you probably going to pay Bibbo a decent amount of money. But still, that's weak. That's weak. That's weak. To me, making a man fight. To me, making a man fight you at 168. To me, you trying to weight drain him. You trying to weight drain him. You trying to weight drain Bibble, and then you trying to, and then Bibble seemed like he trying to age Arthur Better Be out. He trying to age him. So, Canelo, nah, that's not true. That's not true. Canelo said that he would fight Floyd Mayweather at that weight, and then there wasn't no rehydration clause. Canelo has rehydration clause in his contracts. Canelo tries to control everything pertaining to weight. There was no rehydration clause when Floyd fought Canelo. Canelo on Fight Night weighed like almost 170 pounds when he fought Floyd Mayweather. That's fact. And then as far as the Marquez fight go, Floyd was the one that didn't make weight. Floyd was the one that didn't make weight, and he had to pay Marquez a penalty. Floyd didn't ask Marquez. Floyd didn't try to make Marquez fight at the full 147. They like fought at the time at some kind of catch weight, and Floyd didn't make weight. Floyd missed weight, and he had to pay Marquez some kind of penalty. So he didn't weight drain. He didn't weight drain Marquez, and he didn't put no rehydration clause. Canelo puts rehydration clause in the contract, and Canelo was making up his own weights. And some of those fights were sanctioned as title fights. He constantly was making people constantly coming talking about 154, 155, making up these different weight classes. He was making up his own weight class. He did that for a while. You think Caleb Smith would beat up? Man, stop it. Are you kidding me? Caleb Smith ain't got a chance against Beterbiev. Man, stop it, dude. You come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Caleb Smith will be victim number 20. Caleb Smith won't last 5 rounds with Beterbiev. You guys act like better. No, you guys acting like Beterbiev like shows some kinks in his armor. First of all, he was coming off an injury, off of surgery, so he wasn't able to stay in the gym. And then to top it off, it's just that Yard just fought better than a lot of people thought he would fight. He didn't go in there and lie down. He actually tried to make a fight of it. I've seen Artur Beterbiev have these type of performances before. Caleb Smith will get destroyed. Artur Beterbiev will destroy Canelo. And he's Bibble. That'll be a good fight. But like I said, I'm still going with Artur Beterbiev. Your power is always the last to go. Do you think it? Come on, man. Stop it. Championship bouts always have jurisdiction over mandatories if they can get made. Caleb Smith ain't beating no Artur Beterbiev. Bob Arum already said that they're gonna try to make the undisputed match. And then as far as Canelo and Eddie Hearn go, like I said, Canelo shouldn't even accept that fight at 168. Even if Bibble did offer to do it, Canelo supposed to be like, nah, I lost at 175, so I'm gonna fight him at 175. Why would Canelo accept that? That's what I'm saying about Canelo. He looking for an advantage. If Canelo really believed that he could beat Beterbiev, he would fight him at the same weight class that he lost to him at. There's no reason to fight him at 168 and all the belts be on the line, which I think that Canelo, like I said, is going to try to pull every trick he can to look for every loophole, every clause he can to try to control Bibble's weight. Dude, Canelo don't want to fight Beterbiev. and Better Beef's inside punch will hurt Canelo. Canelo will get seriously hurt if he fights Better Beef. And then plus Canelo loads up too much. Bibble will be able to get out of the way of that hook. And then if Canelo tries to fight Bibble, try to fight Better Beef on the inside, that'll play right in the Better Beef's hand. You guys act like Better Beef, you act like Better Beef is a turtle. He faster than what people think he is. He can get off combinations. He can get all combinations. He can throw any type of punch he wants. And I don't think Canelo gonna feel the blunt of his punches. Canelo ain't gonna survive like nobody else. Canelo gonna end up the same way like everybody else. Canelo is gonna get carried out in the stretcher if he fight Better Beef. I'll put everything on that. Canelo gonna get knocked out if he fight Better Beef just like everybody else is. Canelo got the hell beat out of him by Bibble. I don't know where y'all be getting it. I don't know where y'all be getting this stuff about Canelo. Like Canelo just like Canelo can't be beat. Canelo already been beat. Canelo got the hell beat out of him in his last fight. You act like Bibbo had. I mean, he couldn't even get out of the way of Bibble's jab. He loads up too much. Bibble saw that hook coming all night. He couldn't get under Bibble's jab. Like I said, if Bibble had really went for the kill, he could have stopped Canelo. Oh, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. Canelo ain't that fast. And the thing is with Bibble can counter punch too. Didn't you see when Yard was hitting him with the uppercut, he'd jump out and reset, come back in. He was countering. Man, you selling Better Beef short. Canelo will get smashed. Canelo will get smashed by, like, I don't know, man. Maybe you've been listening to some of these delusional Mexican channels. Better Beef will smash Canelo. He will end Canelo's career. Canelo will quit on the stands. You really think Canelo would survive a firefight with Better Beef? Canelo's chin ain't no, like, for real. Canelo ain't surviving that. When I say that'll be the end of Canelo's career if he fight Better Beef. That'll be the end of his career. See, this ain't gonna be that Sergey Kovalev fight where it had a WWE like theme to it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did see what he did to Triple G. You talking about the Triple G that Canelo couldn't stop? You talking about that Triple G that everybody said Canelo was gonna stop him and he couldn't stop Triple G? So you really think you seriously telling me that Canelo could go up to 175 and beat one of the best fighters on the planet? You mean to tell me that you talk about that same Canelo that couldn't knock out Triple G? You talk about that one? You serious? You really think Canelo could beat Better Beef? Man, that's some wishful thinking, man. Canelo will get the brakes beat off of him by Better Beef. You talk about that same Canelo that couldn't knock out a 40-year. You talk about that same Canelo that couldn't knock out a 40-year-old Triple G. And they basically put that fight together for Canelo to stop Triple G, and he couldn't do nothing with Triple G. All he did was sit. He couldn't do. He tried his hardest to get Triple G up out of there, and he couldn't. So you telling me that Canelo gonna go up to 175 and he gonna be able to beat up on Beterbiev, man? Y'all Canelo fans is delusional about him. Canelo lost to Lara. You can make an argument Canelo lost to Trout. You talked about that same Canelo that's been ducking Demetrius Andrade for years. You talk about the same Canelo that don't want to fight neither one of the Charlos. You talk about that Canelo? Okay. That's wishful thinking. I mean, you entitled to your opinion, but I'm telling you, I disagree with you. I couldn't disagree with you more. You got a little too much confidence in Canelo. Canelo ain't beating no Arthur Beterbiev. Canelo looked confused against Bivol when he fought Bivol. So can you imagine Canelo getting hit with the shots? So you really telling me that Canelo gonna survive that onslaught that Arthur Beterbiev put on 19 other opponents? So you mean to tell me, listen, Canelo can't even beat some of the people that Arthur Beterbiev beat? Canelo couldn't beat no Boslick if they fought. Canelo couldn't beat no Marcus Brown. Like I said, Canelo don't even feel confident enough to fight Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade been chasing him from three different weight classes. He been chasing him at 154. Didn't want to fight him. Chased him at 160. Didn't want to fight him. At 168, still don't want to fight him. I think Canelo struggle against certain styles. Demetrius Andrade's style would be a nightmare for Canelo. And then Arthur Beterbiev is too tough, too physical, and he hit too hard for Canelo. Canelo's not going to be able to survive that. Canelo going to go down just like everybody else. I've seen several fights where Canelo can be predictable and he can be mechanical at times because he loads up a lot on his punches. Once Bivol started using his jab as a rangefinder, keeping Canelo at bay, it was nothing Canelo could do. Canelo looked. Did you see how bad Canelo looked in that fight? What about Beterbiev's skills? What about his power? What about his boxing IQ? Beterbiev don't have no weaknesses on offense. He can go to the body. He can throw combinations. He can jab you. He can hit you with an uppercut. He can counterpunch. And he can slug it out with you. And if Canelo tries to, and see, here's the difference. If Beterbiev gets Canelo pent up against the ropes, he's going to finish him. Canelo not fighting Beterbiev. He know what'll happen to him if he fight Better Be. Better Be get Canelo against the ropes. Canelo is toast. When they asked Canelo about fighting Better Be, he was just he he kind of like was like what? His corner was talking about they should fight Better Be. Canelo don't want to fight Better Be. He know what'll happen to him. Okay, so let me move on. Let me move on to the next subject. Let me move on to the next subject. All right, so Vasily Lomachenko is up to his old tricks again. Vasily Lomachenko is making me believe everything that I said about him in the past about he ain't who he pretends to be. Um, it appears that Vasily Lomachenko is holding up the fight with him and Devin Haney, which is supposed to take place May the 20th. Now there's supposed to be some issue with money that Vasily Lomachenko is allegedly asking for more money. Now keep in mind, they was trying to get this fight did like in March, but they're not going to be able to get this fight did till around May. Allegedly, Team Lomachenko and Lomachenko himself is just creating obstacle after obstacle. Lomachenko has been pretty much behind the scenes playing games. Lomachenko doesn't want the fight to be in a certain place. He didn't want to fight. He only wanted to fight in New York allegedly. But I heard that they are going to have this fight in Las Vegas. Now Bob Arum is saying that hopefully it'll be worked out by the end of the week so they can get an official announcement. But Lomachenko is the one holding up the fight being announced. Now Lomachenko, what he trying to do? He trying to frustrate Devin Haney to where Devin Haney just say like forget it, and that's exactly what Ken Bosis tried to do to Devin Haney. But Devin Haney was like, nah, we want this fight. Because if you look at what happened in negotiations, like Ken Bosis Jr., and he played himself by basically demanding that a rematch take place in Australia. But it was ironclad that they had to defend the title. He got an instant rematch, and they had to have the rematch in Australia. But Lomachenko, all that stuff he said after he defeated Jermaine Ortiz about he don't care where the fight is, he'll be the A side and all this stuff. This man is sitting up talking about he need extended time to train for a fighter like Devin Haney. Lomachenko is throwing up all the obstacles, and he is the one preventing this fight from being officially announced. Now, Bob Arum said that I remember when I was conversating with Bill Haney on the phone, and Top Rank happened to call them. But from what I heard, the fight, they have a location. I don't know about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia been, you know what I'm saying? That's been the topic of discussion. But from my knowledge, I've been told by two different sources that this fight is going to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada. What you mean credit to Lomachenko? Lomachenko is the one stalling the fight. Lomachenko won't sign the contract. Lomachenko the one who keep trying to get out of the contract. He hoping that Devin Haney get frustrated and vacate the belt. So basically Lomachenko can, take the easy way, take the easy route. I know people familiar with that terminology, the easy route. Instead of just fighting Devin Haney. He hoping that Devin Haney vacate the belts, and all the belts will be scattered around, and then that may provide an opportunity for Lomachenko to fight for those belts and become undisputed. But see, the problem is Shakur Stevenson is at 135 now, if I'm not mistaken. So that means you may have to go through Shakur Stevenson to get one of those belts or two. So it still ain't gonna be easy. Still not gonna be easy. But I knew when Lomachenko said Devin Haney looked like a heavyweight, I was like, here we go. And then lo and behold, behind the scenes, all that stuff about he don't care where the fight was, it was cap. They asked Lomachenko, did he want to fight in Atlanta? Allegedly, he said he didn't want to fight in Atlanta. He ain't too keen on fighting in Las Vegas. He want to fight in New York. But from my knowledge, the fight is supposed to take place on May the 20th in Las Vegas, Nevada. But Lomachenko is supposed to be asking for more money. So basically, he's stalling the fight. He trying to stall. He trying to stall, hoping that Devin Haney's go get frustrated. Well, Devin Haney did get frustrated with Kambosos Jr. So he waited that out. But that's what Lomachenko was hoping for. Lomachenko need to sign the contract. So, we can get this fight underway, get prepared for this fight. If we going to go to the fight, get ready to cover this fight. What do Lomachenko fighting a black fighter got to do? See, I didn't bring up race. What do you mean Lomachenko's never lost to a black fighter? Well, if you want to make it about race, he gonna lose to this black fighter. Devin ain't gonna quit. The key to beating Lomachenko is bring the fight to him, keep him out of his comfort zone. Don't let Lomachenko reset in the middle of the ring. Fight him physical, push him back. He can't fight going backwards. Can't fight off the ropes. Lomachenko do his best work when he keep you in the middle of the ring, when basically he could throw one or two punches, then set his combinations and then shift. Lomachenko is good at shifting and changing angles. And when he tries to do that, Devin Haney needs to back up and then reset and come back in and hit and use his jab and use his physicality. It's a blueprint to beat Lomachenko because Lomachenko already been beaten. And then one thing about Lomachenko, here's something that you need to understand. Lomachenko falls behind a lot in his fights. Lomachenko sometimes gives up the first 3 to 4, even 5 rounds in his fight. Keep in mind when he fought Teofimo Lopez, he lost like the first. You can make an argument Lomachenko lost the first 7 rounds. But then Lomachenko rallied. Lomachenko won 3 rounds straight. But then the 11th and 12th, Teofimo finished strong. And that's how Teofimo won that fight going away. Bro, ain't nobody, bro, listen, don't listen, listen, bro. Let me explain something to you. Devin Haney, hey, Abel Sanchez said black fighters can't sell. Sergey Kovalev had a t-shirt of a monkey saying that was Adonis Stevenson. Sergey Kovalev tweeted stuff about, listen, I don't want to hear that stuff. Oscar De La Hoya said back in the day that black fighters fight like cowards. Man, I ain't trying to hear that racial stuff. And ain't nobody hating on Lomachenko, bro. You got to understand something. When somebody critiques somebody, and see, that's the problem. That word hate is used way too much. I'm just critiquing Lomachenko. Nobody did say that Lomachenko was a terrible fighter. Lomachenko is a good fighter, but the accolades that he got, that number one pound for pound, nah. Okay? I don't care what Devin Haney said. Eddie Hearn did said all kind of suspect stuff. Eddie Hearn just got through saying the Tank wasn't articulate enough. Eddie Hearn didn't have videos where he didn't like try to make fun of black fighters. His father said that people used to that, you know, his father made a reference to slavery. So I'm not trying to hear that. Mikey Garcia referred to Adrian Broner as Donkey Kong. So I don't want to hear no stuff about Devin Haney talking about he'd never lose to a white boy. JoJo Diaz tweeting saying the N-word and stuff. Come on, man. You don't want to have that. You don't want to have that argument with me, bro. You barking up the wrong tree. I mean, and then that should be more motivation. Why Lomachenko hesitate to sign the contract? He should be motivated when Devin Haney said, "I won't lose to a white boy." That should motivate him. He should have, man. He sure ain't in a hurry. He should have been like, "I ain't forgot what you said." Man, come on, man. Don't try that with me. I done heard I never lose to. I done heard some of these non-black fighters say way worse stuff about black fighters. So I ain't trying to hear that stuff. And there ain't no hate on Lomachenko. I'm just critiquing Lomachenko. I'm just, man, if I can't say the flaws that I see in Lomachenko, then for real, if I can't discuss or critique the flaws that I see in Lomachenko's fight game, then bro, if you can't stand to listen to that, then you need to go somewhere else. And that's just real talk. Because I'm not finna, adjust what I say just because one person feel uncomfortable with it. That's not fair to the other people that listen to me. Yeah, Lomachenko should sign the contract. Well, why don't you sign the contract then, bruh? When you gonna sign the contract? Can we get the contract signed? You should be motivated to sign that contract. Yeah, Lomachenko don't never like running it back. You would think the way he got beat by Salitos, like I said, Lomachenko lost to a dude with double-digit losses. So that should tell you all you need to know about him. And then they were trying to say this dude was number one pound for pound based off what? Based off what? Based off what? What made him number one? How did you only have at the time less than 10 fights in and they were saying you were number one pound for pound? Man, stop it with miss me with that stuff, man. Stop it with that, man. That don't even sound legit, man. Well, he the one that was talking about Devin Haney looked like a heavyweight and all that kind of stuff. I said, okay, here come the cap. Here come the cap. Here come the cap. So like I said, if you that convinced that you could beat this man, just sign the contract. Stop talking about you want extra amount of money and all that kind of stuff, man. Let's get this fight underway, man. So I get ready for Vegas, get ready to cover this fight and, make it do what it do. All right, so let me get to the last topic and then I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, the narrative pushers are back. The promotional gang is back, basically pushing a new narrative. Like I said, some of these dudes on here, man, like some of these dudes, man, you just like scratch your head and you just look at the title of their videos. They just straight clickbaiters. They don't come with no facts. So now they're pushing a new narrative just because and this is what they do. And this is why I know that this is why I know that the PBC apologists and the Spence Brigade is really worried about Terrence Crawford. So now you got people pushing a new narrative. Oh, well, if Terrence Crawford signs a 2-fight deal with Golden Boy, he's ducking Spence. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys, and this is just factual, man. I'm 48 years old, man, and it's just time to debunk this whole uh, myth about fights can't be made and stuff. Like I said before, I'm 48 years old, man. Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, who else would fight? Julian Jackson, Mike McCallum, um, Terry Norris, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Vander Holyfield. All them dudes wasn't with the same promotional company. They all wasn't with the same, you know what I'm saying, TV network. But they found a way to make fights. And I'm sick and tired of these content creators, these goofy content creators talking about, hey man, the fight can't be made because he with this promotional company. Like I said, why do you care about a promotional company so hard? Like I said before, promotional companies should never stand in the way of the best fight being made. All promotional companies can't have all of the best fighters, and that's one of the mistakes that the other side of the street did. They did the very thing that Top Rank and Matchroom and all the other promotional companies was accused of doing. You sued them for basically running a monopoly and isolating their fighters from other promotional companies. But then you pretty much then did the same thing. You pretty much then did the same thing. So what's the difference? Like I said before, if a fighter really want to fight somebody, they gonna fight them. They gonna find a way. You know, they gonna find a way. All this stuff about, oh man, we don't want to share pay-per-view revenue. We don't want it. That just sound absurd. That just sound absurd. Now you got these content creators banging other promotional companies. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Did they give you a chain or something? For real. Did you get an other side of the street chain? Did you get a Top Rank chain? Did you get a Golden Boy chain? Did you get a Matchroom chain? Nah. So what you sitting up here worried about what promotional company somebody with? I never bought into that stuff, man. But that just goes to show you how goofy these dudes is, man. These dudes are super goofy and they super lame. They super lame. Like worried about what promotional company somebody is with. Fights can be made. And you ain't on the payroll anyway. And that just goes to show you how remedial some of these dudes sound. Yeah, man, you need to leave so and so. And like I said before, so now that Terrence Crawford just had a meeting with Golden Boy, and even Oscar said nothing's set in stone. Now people pushing a new narrative. But these are the same people talking about Terrence Crawford needed a promoter in order to get the Errol Spence fight. But then before that, when he was with Top Rank, they were saying he was on the other side of the street and he needed to lead Top Rank. Well, he was a promotional free agent. He's still a promotional free agent, and they still didn't give us the fight that we wanted to see. They had every excuse in the book about whatever. Like I said, they give everybody else money except Terrence Crawford. And then they sitting up here thinking that Terrence Crawford is supposed to sit by his phone like he ain't supposed to continue with his career. Like I said, Errol Spence been free. Errol Spence been free since April last year. And that's just real talk. They can make the fight now. All this stuff about, oh, Errol Spence is passing on the opportunity to fight. Man, that man ain't finna sit, man. Anybody with common sense, you finna sit, like, for real, man. Is you, like, this is just real talk. I know most of y'all have jobs, good jobs, or own your own business. This is just real talk. As you go sit up there, let's just say, this is just real talk. Let's just say you have a chance to work for, whatever. Let's just say you have a chance to work for, Apple. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you apply for a job with Apple or Tesla or, whatever. Instagram or Google. If you apply with one of those places. Okay. Are you going to sit up there and turn down other companies that want to hire you or want to use your service and say, nah, man, I just want I just want the Apple job. So I'm going to just sit up and just basically stop my whole life and wait for that phone call from them. You're not going to do that. And if you did, something seriously wrong with you. So that's just cap. Like, these dudes are just narrative pushers. Like I said before, Terrence Crawford have every right to go on with his career. Man, that dude ain't supposed to be sitting up posted by the phone. If he ain't getting no real offer, go on with your career. Go on with your career. Keep fighting. Do what you got to do, because we already know the play been in for years. Like I said, they ain't trying to offer the dude no real money. But here go the thing, female fight fan. The funny thing is, everybody get mad at me when I put these stories out, but the other side of the street, they own people is the ones that's leaking information. They're the ones that's leaking this information. They already didn't, for the most part, they already didn't admitted that ain't really part of their plans. Terrence Crawford ain't really part of their plan. And that's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter whether you believe Terrence Crawford can win the fight or whether you believe Errol Spence can win the fight. He just ain't part of their plan. They never really wanted to do business with the dude, because if they did, they would give the dude a real offer. You'll be a fool to sit up there, sitting by your phone, sitting up. Oh, is this the day they call me? Is this, life goes on and you got to go on with your life? Terrence Crawford got every right to move on with his career. It doesn't matter what these goofies say, because a lot of these dudes is lame. They don't know what they talking about, and they just make up stuff. And it's been proven that they make up stuff. Like I said, I come with facts. I told y'all that to play. I told y'all to play that they was gonna do this. What's stopping them from making Terrence Crawford an offer right now? Why are you fighting Keith Thurman at 154 in May? When is Errol Spence gonna publicly call you know who out and say, hey, I don't want no other fight except Terrence Crawford? And Errol Spence can sell all the goofy t-shirts, them whack t-shirts that he got, all he want. I ain't convinced, and a lot of people ain't convinced. And I'll just laugh at the fact that you get people that sit up here every time you sit up here and try to give a sensible explanation of what's going on. You get people that get mad and stuff. And one thing about me, this is why I love to say, and I'm going to continue to say, I'm my own boss. I don't work with nobody. And I'm going to say this again to you dudes that listen to my channel. I don't give a damn about you having an attitude towards me. I don't care if you don't like me. I ain't no Errol Spence apologist. And I ain't finna do the Bieber and Butthead thing when it comes to Errol Spence. Now, you Bieber and Butthead, content creators that believe in that foolishness that y'all be getting fed by some of these content creators that's been proven not to be telling the truth, then that's up to y'all. That's on y'all. That's y'all problem. These dudes is making y'all stupid. And this is the true definition of a casual. Like I said before, Terrence Crawford been a promotional free agent for over a year. They could have immediately negotiated with Terrence Crawford, but they ain't really trying to make that fight. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if some of y'all can't handle that. But what you ain't gonna do, you ain't finna come on my channel and try to bully me. And none of you other content creators ain't gonna sit up here and try to bully me. And like I said, I don't give a damn about your attitude. I don't give a damn about you being mad at me. I don't need you, never did need you. I don't need nobody's thumbs up. I mean, it's just hilarious. They ain't trying to pay the man. They ain't trying to make him a real offer. Like I keep saying, your Dennis Ugas, he isn't retired. Why ain't he calling the bud out? These dudes that sit up here and complain about Terrence Crawford, who he fight and stuff, but then none of these dudes step up. Where Danny Garcia at? Danny Garcia had a chance to fight him. He didn't want it. So like I said before, Virgil Ortiz, he decided to go another direction. You know, the truth, he tied up with Keith Thurman. At the end of the day, Terrence Crawford got to keep fighting. Jaron Ennis, he going a different direction. And then based off his last performance, I don't even know if he's ready for Terrence Crawford. And I know he's saying it was a fluke, and I know that he was saying what happened to him was because of the dude, because he kept running, he didn't want to fight. Well, you know, at the end of the day, that's your job. You know, that's up to you to figure out a way to get this guy to engage. It's up to you to figure out a way to put this dude in a position where you can, you know, or apply certain pressure, throw certain punches, utilize your boxing skill, display your ring IQ to put you in a position to where you can stop this dude. That's why it's called boxing. That's why it's called ring IQ. Your IQ is about how you think in the ring, because boxing is just as much a thinking man game as it is a physical game. You know, can't go in there with reckless abandonment. You still got to think while you in that ring. You got to think what type of, you know, head movement, punch placement. You know what I'm saying? Ducking, dodging. You know what I'm saying? It's just not all physicality. And that's what people don't understand. But when you try to explain simple logic to people, you know what I'm saying, they get mad. And then what happens is a lot of these casuals, their brains is diluted because they listen to these agenda pushing other channels that may have a lot more subscribers than me, that's sitting up there pushing a narrative. Nobody can't logically explain how Terrence Crawford supposed to duck Errol Spence. They can't even explain how, they can't even logically break down and explain how Terrence Crawford ducked Errol Spence, because they can't. They'll say, oh, why did he take another fight? Because he supposed to. Because y'all wasn't serious about offering him a fight. I thought you said the fight was going to happen in 2022. Then all of a sudden, oh, well, you know, we want the fight to take place in 2023. When? Like I said before, man, this stuff is just too easy. Just too easy. I keep saying this. It's too easy. It's too easy to debunk the narratives that have been pushed. How signing with Golden Boy is a duck. This is what I mean. These dudes just make up these titles of their videos just to get clicks and stuff, and they can't even legitimize or back up what they say. It's just pure speculation. It's just pure opinion, and they'll say that's fact. But that's what happens when you listen to those kind of channels. They can't come with facts. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all tapping in. I'll be back with another one later on. Appreciate it. Ooh, I wasn't.